Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2, and peace and blessings be upon you and your family this evening. Now, we are going to go ahead and get right back into weathering the storm, disaster preparedness. How to prepare for the fall of America. Now, currently right now, we're on chapter number 4, which is entitled Joseph's Storehouse. This is take number 3 of this chapter, and we're going to go into some recipes. Are you ready? Do you have 10 minutes? Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the recipe. The next one I have for you is salmon croquettes. And here is the ingredients that you'll need. A cup of water, a half a cup of flour, a third cup of water. So that's a cup and a third of water, okay? Because I said water twice here on Poem Praise 2. 1 small jar of pimentos, a half a cup of dried or freeze-dried onion, a fourth a cup of dried chives, a half a cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, a half a teaspoon of seasoned salt, 3 cups of dried breadcrumbs, 4 cans, 6 ounces of skinless, boneless salmon, and a fourth a cup of oil. A half a cup of egg replacer if flour binder is not used. Now I have 10 instructions for you of what you're going to do with these ingredients. And number 1 reads as follows. In a small bowl, rehydrate onion and chives with a third cup of water. In a separate bowl, number 2. Combine well-drained pimentos, rehydrated onions and chives, mayonnaise, lemon juice, and seasoned salt. Taste and adjust seasoning to personal preference. Number 3, stir in 4 tablespoons of flour-based binder, well-drained salmon, and a half a cup of breadcrumbs. 4, divide and form mixture into 6 to 8 balls. Number 5, flatten in the cakes and dredge in the remaining breadcrumbs. 6, fry cakes in oil over medium-low heat for 3 to 4 minutes per side. Number 7, combine all ingredients for lemon herb mayonnaise, y'all, and serve along with salmon cakes. Number 8, make the flour-based binder. Number 9, start a medium pot of water boiling and whisk together flour and 1 cup of water. Once the water in the pot is boiling, reduce heat to a low and pour mixture into a double boiler over top of the pot to cook. Cook mixture just until thick and remove from heat. What y'all know about a double boiler? Okay. Number 10. Whisk until smooth and then add 1 tablespoon of oil and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Set aside until binder is needed. The second recipe I have for you today is Southwestern white chili. You'll need 1 cup of onion, chopped, 1/4 cup dehydrated onions, 4 cloves of garlic, minced, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano crushed. Maybe it's a teaspoon, y'all, not a tablespoon. 1/4 teaspoon of ground red pepper, 3 15.5 ounce cans of navy beans drained and rinsed over are 1 pound. 2.5 cups of navy beans cooked and rinsed. 2 4-ounce cans diced green chili peppers, and 4 cups of chicken broth, and 3 cups of cooked chicken, chopped, and 2 cups of shredded Monterey Jack cheese, which is 8 ounces. Sour cream, dehydrated, 1. In a 3.5 to 6 quart pot, place the onion, garlic, cumin, oregano, red pepper, beans, chili peppers, broth, and cooked chicken. Stir to combine. Okay, I was looking, making sure we had broth, and yes, we do. We have 4 cups of chicken broth. Okay. Number 2, cover and cook on low heat for 2 hours. Stir in the cheese until melted. Ladle the chili into 8 bowls. If desired, top with sour cream and sprinkle with additional chili peppers or chives. Laundress note: this is a perfect meal to prepare in your solar oven. Baked spinach stuffed shells is the 3rd recipe. Now you're going to need 1 pint of home canned tomato sauce, cooking spray, 2.5 cups of ricotta cheese, a 1/2 cup, 2 ounces of dry Parmesan cheese, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon, not a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I read that incorrectly, y'all. You need a 1/4, okay? A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, and 1 can of spinach, chopped, thawed, drained, and squeezed dried, 1 tablespoon of powdered eggs, and 1 garlic clove, minced, and 24 cooked jumbo pasta shells. 1, spread a 1/2 cup of marinara over the bottom of a 13 by 9 inch baking dish, coated with cooking spray. 2, combine ricotta cheese, the ricotta, and next 8 ingredients through garlic in a large bowl, stirring well. Spoon about 1.5 tablespoons filling into each pasta shell. Arrange stuffed shells and prepare a dish. Spread with remaining 1.5 cups of basic, BASIC marinara, and cover and bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Let stand 5 minutes before serving. Now, I know she gives you the instructions in regards through garlic. Now, you're like, well, Palm Praise too, I'm not reading the book, so how could I see what it is that you're saying? I mean, I can show you, but that's kind of like quick. But if you need it like slow so you could go step by step, feel free. You can actually email me at palmpraise2@gmail.com. And in the subject matter, put request for recipes. And I can certainly either type these up, forward it to the page, and then send it to you. Okay? Let's continue on. How much time we got? Okay, it's 8. We got a couple more minutes before 10, and we can get through one more recipe with that. This is a vegetable curry for this one. Now for this, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 large yellow onion, finely diced, 4 medium cloves of garlic minced, and over 2-inch piece of fresh ginger, peeled and finely grated, 1 tablespoon or a teaspoon of dried ginger, 1 tablespoon of ground coriander. Ooh, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin, and 3/4 teaspoons of ground turmeric, a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne, and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 2 cups of chicken broth or vegetable broth, or 2 cups of water, and 2 bouillon cubes, 1 cup of light coconut milk, and 1 3-inch cinnamon stick. Okay, fine sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. Vegetables of your choice equaling the following: 1 15.5 ounce of string beans, or 1 pint of home canned, 1 15.5 ounce of potatoes or 1 pint of home canned. 1 15.5 ounce of stewed tomatoes or 1 pint home canned. 1 15.5 ounce of canned carrots or 1 pint home canned. And 1 15.5 ounce of canned navy beans drained or 1 pint home canned. 1 15.5 ounce of canned spinach or 4 lightly packed cups if you have fresh from your garden. And 2 tablespoons of lime juice and 1 teaspoon of finely grated lime zest. And 1.5 teaspoons of dried cilantro. Now, that's 11 steps. I know we're going over 10 minutes, but just bear with me through this recipe of this vegetable curry. And here are the directions that you would do with this. Number 1, in a 5 to 6 quart Dutch oven or other heavy-duty pot, heat the oil over medium-high heat. Number 2, add the onion and cook, stirring occasionally until beginning to brown, about 3 to 4 minutes. Reduce the heat to medium or to medium-low if necessary and cook until your onion is richly browned, 5 to 7 minutes more. 3, add the garlic and ginger, cook stirring for 1 minute to blend the flavors. 4, add the coriander, cumin, turmeric, and cayenne, stir for 30 seconds to toast the spices. 5, add the tomato paste and stir until well blended with the aromatics about 1 minute. 6, add the broth, coconut milk, cinnamon stick, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and bring to a boil. Reduce the heat to medium-low or low and simmer for 10 minutes. Then, number 7, you're going to add the string beans, potatoes, tomatoes, and carrots. And 8, raise the heat to medium-high and return to a boil. Number 9, reduce the heat to medium-low, cover and simmer until the vegetables are tender. 20 to 25 minutes and discard the cinnamon stick. It was flavor. 10, stir in the beans, spinach, lime juice, and zest. Cook about 3 minutes more. Number 11, salt to taste. Serve garnished with the cilantro. That does complete the third recipe that I have for you today. Well, actually, let me correct that. We actually did a total of 4. The salmon croquettes, the southern white chili, the baked spinach stuffed shells, and the vegetable curry. So that's 4 for you, okay? Well, please stay tuned. I do have a few more recipes for you of Chapter 4. But until then, I certainly want for you to be well, to be blessed, to take care, be safe, and it be at thy will. I'll talk with you soon, here on Poem Praise 2. So, until next time, later, y'all.